We back at it again with an early AM live. Gonna me talk about some things. Okay. Not going to be able to keep the camera on because I'm gonna need my phone. But for the beginning part of this, I keep it on. Did any of y'all check out that Breakfast Club interview with Dame Dash? Let me know what you think about that. It's very interesting, especially when they start going back and forth, right? When Dame Dash was calling out Charlemagne for being a homo. Do you think he was right for that? Huh? I think it was pretty interesting. And to be frank about it, I think he had the right to call him out because Dame Dash, he does a lot of unfortunate homo things. He got a lot of homo tendencies. And a real man is not going to conduct himself and act the way that Charlemagne act on the Breakfast Club. No masculine man is going to be talking about another man's genitals at all. At all. And it's wicked. It's wicked. That's why a lot of men, you need to really take into consideration your children. Your children. I'm trying to set up the chat, get the chat going, okay? You really need to take into consideration your children. Or they will turn out like Charlemagne. And me, my personal opinion, he sold out. He sold out big time. Big time. Because like I said, he not going to, not in the public, for everybody to see, be like that, talking about other men's genitals. A real man don't act like that. And I agree with Dame Dash. He's not a representation of masculinity. All right, I'm trying to get the chat going. He's not a representation of masculinity at all. Okay? So let me know what y'all think. Did y'all go watch it, The Breakfast Club, and what happened with The Breakfast Club? With Dame Dash being on there? Did y'all check it out? Let me know what your take is. Because Charlemagne do be sounding like a booty bandit. Excuse my language. He do be sounding like a booty bandit. Okay? Be sounding like that. All right. Yeah, I got the chat up now. What's up, Gnomes? What's up, family? What's up, Panther Pride? Yeah, you're right. Charlemagne has always been a joke. He's a joke. I believe he's set up. He's a pawn to keep our people distracted with BS. Hey, let me know if the video coming through clear. Let me know about the mic also. All right. But yeah, man, Dame Dash, man, he was right. He was right. The dude is out of order. Out of order. There's no way to put it. But you said it's coming up fuzzy. Somebody said fuzzy. What am I now? I don't know what the hell is going on, man. That's how the enemy be. Yes, he's a clown, man. He's a clown. Soft, man. What? All right. Let me see if I can fix it. Let me see if I can fix it. But yeah, Charlemagne is a clown. A clown. All right. All praises to the Most High. Yeah, man. He's a clown. You see, as a man, you shouldn't be talking about other men's genitals. I recall a time he had somebody on there, right? He had another man on there. And I can't think of the guy's name. He one of them hip hop people. Be on them hip hop shows. And I guess Charlemagne heard about the rumors of his, I'm just saying this for the sake of y'all understanding. He was talking about the rumors of his package. Talking about the rumors of his package. And Charlemagne asked this guy, take it out, let me see. Take me out, take it out, let me see it. Ain't no real man is going to be asking another man for him to take out his genitals so you can see it. That's not a man. So Dame Dash was right about that. And we're going to get into it. Okay? I'm going to do a video on that and break it down. And this is another thing that a lot of men and women try to do when it comes to that community. And over here on Kuttah Spoken Truth, we tell you, if that's what you want to do, that's your prerogative, okay, that's fine. Okay? That's fine. We're not going to get mad at you for doing whatever you want to do. If you want to go that route, that's fine. We don't get mad at you. Okay? But we don't expect you to try to shame us and guilt trip us because we believe a certain type of way. No, we're not going to preach no hate. No, that's not what we're here for. The only thing we are here for is to give you the truth and nothing but the truth. All right? And so when Dame Dash was calling him out, like I said, I'm going to do a video. When Dame Dash was calling him out, the first thing he wanted to do was use shameful tactics, guilt tactics. Oh, a black man can't be gay? What's wrong with being gay? No, answer the question, man. A real man don't play like that. A real man don't try to use shame tactics. That's feminine energy. And I'm sorry for saying that for you ladies that's in here, but that's feminine energy. That's feminine energy. Feminine use shame tactics. Feminine energy use guilt to try to throw you off when you in an argument or when you in a debate. And so when Dame Dash was calling him out saying, listen, you a homo, you a gay. Oh, something wrong with being gay? So we can't be gay, black people can't be? Come on, man, stop it, man. See, Charlemagne is a pawn that they have set up in our community. All right? And he's not a real example, a representation of masculinity. Him and DJ Envy. Okay? All right. Look, what I really want to talk about, again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Your chat is open. You can always drop in the chat whatever you want to drop. But what do black people need? That's what I want to talk about. What you think? What you think? Yeah, shade tactic is weak. Okay. Okay, what Kayla White said. My ex is very dominant over me. Okay? What you mean by that? What you mean by that? Yeah, man. I'm gonna get to the lesson, but I want to know what she's talking about. I'm just curious. My ex is very dominant over me to pull out our feminine side. Oh yeah, masculinity supposed to pull out the feminine side. You're right. Men supposed to be dominant, not violent. It's the difference. Okay, I just gave y'all something. Men supposed to be dominant, but not violent. It's a big difference. I know this world, this society would try to have us think masculinity is toxic, but without masculinity, you don't have order. You don't have order. It becomes imbalance. And this place is imbalanced, especially here in America. We are imbalanced because we try to cast upon masculinity as something that's been toxic. Why you think a lot of these young boys is growing up imbalanced, emotional, sensitive? Can't get them to do anything because they are weak. They sedated with what this community, with what this society is giving them. All right? Yeah, man. But what do black people need? I want to hear y'all. What do y'all think black people need? I'm going to talk about a few days. Hey, make sure y'all get y'all water intake up. Okay, make sure y'all get y'all water intake. What do black people need? What do y'all think black people need? Somebody say reincarnation. Hey, you damn right about that. We definitely need some reincarnation. And let me say this. I know a lot of y'all are not gonna agree with let me see who dropped that in the chat. Okay, I can on my phone I can barely see. What that say? Slim 2X. Hey, Slim 2XZ Island. Yeah, I know y'all don't want to deal with this, especially in the church, but reincarnation is in the Bible. You hear me? Reincarnation is in the Bible. Thank you for subscribing. I pray that you hear something that make you want to run on and be better in this life. Be better in this life. And I ask that the rest of you subscribe and like so we can get the truth out. All right. But what do we need? What do black people need? Number one, black people need to stop trying to escape reality. Stop trying to escape reality. The number one weakness in the so-called black community, and this goes for other races, but I'm dealing with the black community right now. In the so-called black community, the number one thing that make us weak is we keep trying to escape reality. We keep trying to escape reality. You hear me? And hey, thanks, Marty, for checking in. And ways men try to escape reality is drowning themselves in alcohol, right? Drowning themselves in hopping from bed to bed, drowning themselves in going to the clubs. Let's turn up. Let's turn up. Huh? That's how we try to escape reality in the so-called black community. How do women try to escape reality? OnlyFans, selfies to get likes and validation. We're too busy trying to escape reality instead of dealing with reality face on. Face on, right? And when we get into the disposition of escaping reality, Naomi, the scripture will be found in Matthew chapter 17. We can deal with it in another video. Reincarnation, you'll find it in Matthew chapter 17, when Yahweh Shah, whom we commonly call Jesus, was up on the mountain of transfiguration, and he said Elijah was to come first. Okay? And they said, who is Elijah? Then they realized when he talked about Elijah was going to come first, they realized that Elijah he was talking about was John the Baptist, reincarnation. But anyway, that's a whole different topic. We are going to, if y'all want me to teach on reincarnation that's found in the scripture, according to the scripture, according to the way of the Most High, I will deal with it. But right now, we're dealing with what's what black people need. Okay? Understand, watch this. Understand, over 70%, and it's probably higher than that, over 70% of black households is headed by who? Drop it in the chat, right? It's headed by who? 70% of our households is headed by who? I want to know what y'all think. That's right, women. That's right, women, okay? And because of this, single mothers, because of this reality, you can understand why our people is living in defeat right now. These realities that we need to stop escaping. Stop escaping. This didn't come out of nowhere, right? Women heading over 70%, and I believe it's higher today. But according to the statistic that they put out, right? Okay, like I said, I will do a message on that. Okay, on the reincarnation. See, a lot of people don't understand the scripture, but I will do a lesson on it. Right? But until we able to deal with reality and stop trying to escape reality, we would never become better as a people, as a so-called black people. We have to face reality head on. And the problem with a lot of us in the so-called black community and dealing with reality, because we spend so many years escaping reality. We spend so many years drowning ourselves in everything else instead of reality because we don't want to deal with it. A lot of us become hedonistic in our behavior, in our lifestyle. You know what hedonistic means? We put pleasure over everything else. And we spend so much time, we spend so much energy, we spend so much effort, right? Try to escape reality. When we look up, then we are up in age in a sad situation. In a sad situation. You hear me? In a sad situation. How many are people, you look at them in their 50s, in their 60s, and life have them run down. Life done beat them down. They defeated. Right? They in a situation where it's virtually impossible to come out of because they spent their youth chasing pleasure, chasing, escaping reality. And now they are in a mess. They're in a mess. So one thing black people need to stop doing is escaping reality. We have to stop it. And while you are young, while you're young, while you're in your 20s, while you're in your 30s, while you're in your 40s, you need to be doing something monumental to shift the paradigm of your life instead of trying to escape your reality. Trying to escape your reality. Right? Reality and facing requires change, and many want to live in a delusional. Yeah, many people want to live in a delusional state. Many people want to live in a delusional state. But you got to face it head on. You have to face it head on. And most importantly, face it head on while you're young. While you're young. Okay? All right, excuse me for drinking water on live, but man, my throat been scratchy lately. But whatever. The Most High is good anyway. You got to face it. Reality head on. No matter what, you got to face reality head on and do it while you're young. That's why, and y'all know, if you follow my teaching, follow my videos, I'm an advocate for the scripture. That's why in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, what does it say? Remember thy creator while you are young, while the evil days draw nigh. Okay, when you go on to talk about you have no pleasure in it. Okay, hold on, my chat went out. Yeah, man, you got to remember your creator while you're young. You got to put in work while you're young. You have to build while you're young. You got to get on the grind while you're young. You need to find your purpose while you're young. You need to optimize your passion while you're young. That's what you need to be doing. You hear me? And when you accept your reality early on in life, you have that much more time to build and to change and shift the paradigm of your life. So we got to stop escaping reality. Got to stop escaping. I know, guys, I get it. Yes, I know. I know it feels good to hop from bed to bed. I know it feels good to turn up every weekend, right? Women, I know it feels good when you get the likes and the validation for posting your body, selfies. Those of you that's into OnlyFans, I know that feel good. I know it feel good. Okay, but understand this. There's going to come a time when you're not young no more. It's going to come a time when your beauty fades, when your youth wanes. And when that happens, what you going to do? What you going to do? Huh? When that happens, what skill, what talent, what gift, huh? What you got to offer the world? When your youth fades, when your beauty fades, what do you have to offer the world? See, you're going to be stuck. And a lot of our people stuck because they spent years, decades trying to escape reality. You have to stop trying to escape reality. Okay? There's way more points I can give you. I'm just going to give you a few points today. Number 2, stop blaming others. Stop blaming others. Black people, so-called black people, hear me loud and clear. We have to get to a place where we stop blaming others. We have to. When we blame others, we put ourselves in a position where we don't accept accountability. And when you don't accept accountability, nothing's going to turn out right for your life. Nothing. Nothing. We spend so much time blaming others for our own disposition. Our own disposition. I get it. Yes, I get it. The so-called black race, yes, we had to deal with slavery. And that put us at a disadvantage. Yes. We have to deal with racism. That put us, yes. Yes, it do. And I'm not trying to eliminate that trauma. I'm not trying to eliminate that reality. But again, like I said, we have to accept reality. We have to face reality head on. But it comes to a point and time in our life where we have to stop blaming others and do what we know we can do. What we know we can do. You see, a lot of our forefathers that was in slavery, a lot of our forefathers that came through Jim Crow law, if they lived in a time that we live in, they would be far more ahead than us. They'd be further along because they had work ethics. They had a motor. You know when I say you had a motor, that's something we use back in the hood. To have a motor mean they have a drive to be better. Be better. And like I said, by no means I'm trying to erase slavery. And slavery had its place for a reason, according to the scripture, according to Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus chapter 26. Slavery had its place for a reason. Yes. We came through Jim Crow laws. Yes, I'm not trying to erase that. But what I am saying, if you took our forefathers that was in slavery and put them in today's society, they would be farther along than us because they would not be making no excuses or trying to blame others for their disposition. They'll be working, they'll be grinding, they'll be pushing forward. It's a shame. In fact, it's a slap in their face for us to have physical freedom. Now, I want y'all to hear me. Physical freedom. It's a slap in our forefathers' face for us to have physical freedom because a lot of us still dealing with the traumas of racism, the traumas of slavery mentally in our psyche. Right? We still see the Willie Lynch syndrome going on. Yes, we see all that. But with the physical capacity we have now, with the physical liberation we have now, if you took our forefathers from yesterday and put them in today, they will outwork us. They'll be more successful than us. Right? Because they would not be getting caught up in the hedonistic lifestyle. They would not be getting caught up in the blame game. They'll be focused. See, their mind was on lineage. Their mind was on legacy. Their mind was on their descendants. So where we get caught up in what society hands us, where we get caught up in the BS, where we get caught up in the matrix, if they was in this day, that's right, they'll be more purpose-driven than we are. They'll be more purpose-driven. See, a lot of us done lost our purpose in life, our purpose of existence. And we had got caught up in this matrix. And this matrix put us in a position where we are pointing the finger at everybody else for where we are. We're pointing the finger at everybody else. Oh, the reason why I didn't get that job because of so-and-so. The reason why I couldn't go to college because my mama. The reason why I didn't get that car because of daddy. The reason why I messed up because my boyfriend left me. Right? The reason why I'm broke because my girl took all my money. See, we got to stop blaming everybody for where we at. We have to. We have to stop blaming others. We have to. We have to stop pointing the finger. We have to look at ourselves. Okay? The scripture in 2 Corinthians, I believe it's chapter 13, said, let every man examine himself. Stop with the excuses and examine. That's the E we need to be using. Get rid of the E of excuse. So many of our people full of excuses. Excuses. Okay? If you got all of your limbs, you got good health and strength. Yeah, you may have pain in your body. Yes, we all got some pain in our body. For whatever the case it may be. If you got blood running warm in your body and you got the activity of your limbs and you could do something, that's, listen, should be no excuse. No excuse at all. Yes, Naomi, they be outrageous. Some of the excuses be outrageous. For real. All right? Yeah. We have a little reviving in this season in our life. You know, you'll find in the Ezra chapter 9, we have a little reviving. We're not in physical change. That means we have a little reviving. We're not literally on a plantation. Now, the plantation may be a little different today, but we have a little reviving. Things are not the same. And I tell you, man, I hate to keep harping on this. Our forefathers will be outpacing us, outworking us, outbuilding us if they live in this day and time. If they live in this day and time. Because we're too busy making excuses to be on the porch ministry. How many, and I'm speaking to you so-called black men now, how many of you spend so much time on a porch ministry? You know what the porch ministry is. You sit on the porch, you watch women walk past day in and day out. You play cards all day. You just on the porch. That's your ministry, to be on the porch. And you make excuses. Yes, all of us have to deal with the man. Yes, all of us have to deal. The man got me down. The man got me here. I can't do this because of the man. I can't go here because of the man. Yes, again, I get it. We're not trying to erase slavery. We're not trying to erase racism. Yes, that's true, but don't let that be your crutch. Don't let that be your excuse that you're making. Stop pointing the finger. Get up off your ass and do something. You can get up off your ass and do something, right? Get off your ass and do something. Number 3, we have to deal with division. We have to deal with division. Our people is divided. We understand why our people are divided, but our people is divided. But even though our people are divided, hear me loud and clear. You still can find somebody that's on the same tip that you are on. You hear me? Even though you are divided, hey, thank you, Lib. Thank you for tuning in. Okay. Lib, LIB, whoever you, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Thank you for pointing out the picture. You're funny, guy. But even though our people are divided, you still can find somebody that's on the same tip that you are on. But the reason why you can't find somebody like-minded, because you refuse to get on your path for destiny. You refuse to get on your path for destiny. When you get on your path for destiny, you meet people that can help you get to where you need to be. Even though our people is divided, even though our people struggle to get along, even though our people struggle to support one another, when you get on the path of destiny, you will meet the people that can help you go further in life because they're on the same path. But you don't meet them people if you don't get on that path. It's simple as that. Yes, we are a divided people and there's spiritual connotations to support that. But when you get on your purpose, when you get to it, when you get on the grind, you will meet people that can help you in this life. I'm a living witness. Okay? I can't worry about the people that's divided. I can't worry about the people that don't support me. I can't worry about the people that don't be there for me and want to join this mission. And neither should you. But when you get on a mission as a man, a woman, when you walk in your purpose as a man, a woman, when you get on a path of destiny as a man or a woman, guess what? You'll look to the right, you'll look to the left, and you'll find out there's people there like, hey, man, you got this going on? Me too. Hey, let's partner together. Let's partner together. You see, this is the problem for a lot of people. All right? This is what you got to understand. Parents is no longer raising kids to be loyal. So shift your focus. Stop trying to look for besties. And particularly you women, because women deal with friends totally different than how men deal with friends. Okay? Stop trying to look for a bestie and start looking for partnership. Business partnership. You hear me? Because who we put in a bestie position as black people, because we don't know how to choose friends. Let's be real. We do not know how to choose friends. Just like men don't know how to choose a woman, our people don't know how to choose friends. We choose friends according to our trauma. We choose friends according to our pain. Yeah. We choose friends according to our mess. Why? Misery, love, company. That's how we choose friends. And because we don't know how to choose friends, we find ourselves in a lot of situations. You hear me? We find ourselves in a lot of situations. So stop trying to find a friend and start finding partnership. And the key way to finding business partners is to get on your purpose. When you get on your purpose, when you get on the path of destiny, you meet people that show you how to get it done. You hear me? I'm looking for partners. I have business partners. I have business partners. You hear me? And you should have business partners. But see, a lot of y'all pride yourself on friends. And that's okay. Everybody need a friend. But your most important friend is Yahweh Shai, whom we commonly call Jesus. You'll find it in Proverbs chapter 18. There's a friend that sticks closer than a brother. You know what they're talking about. But anyway, you need to be finding partners. Partners. And when you find business partners, you're able to bring your friends higher. Because let's be real. Most of our friends, or the ones that we call friends, ain't really doing shit. Ain't really doing shit. Because we choose friends according to our trauma. We choose friends according to our pain. We choose friends according to proximity. Right? So that's the way you deal with division. Don't worry about it. Our people are divided. Don't worry about it. We have been taught to be divided. We have been taught to go against each other. We have been taught to wrestle and fight against each other, right? So don't worry about being divided. And I know a lot of people who got videos and, oh, we need to come together. Oh, we need to. No. It's not going to happen. Not in this lifetime. We're going to be divided all the way up to the Most High come back. So don't worry about division. Worry about partnership. Getting on your purpose. Getting on the path of destiny. Because when you get on the path of destiny, you'll meet people that's like-minded. You'll meet people that's able to empower you to do things monumental in life. So look for partnership. Look for partnership. Right? The fourth thing I want to talk about. What do black people need? We need to live by principles. We have to live by principles. And this goes both spiritually and naturally. We have to live by principles. You know, so many people don't got principles. You know that, right? Thank you, ZZ, for tuning in. We appreciate you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can talk about us some more, okay? We appreciate you. All right? Make sure everybody hit the subscribe button. Share the video, all right? We need to live by principles. Principles. We have got to the place where we no longer have principles as a people at all. We don't have principles. We don't respect one another. Principles. Principles. But don't you know that the Most High put principles in the universe to govern everything? To govern everything. And if you don't know what them principles is, you're going to struggle in life. You're going to struggle in life. Everybody know, at least should know, that you can't, unless you got a high-paying job where you went to college or went to a trade school or what have you, and got a high-paying job making $400,000 or $500,000 a year, yeah, you can, if you live off that money right, you can become a millionaire quickly. But everybody know becoming a millionaire working a job making six figures a year, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. But if you use principles, you can become a millionaire. Invest. That's a principle the Most High put in the universe. If you learn how to utilize that principle, you can become rich. Invest. That's a principle. See, a lot of people don't want to live by principles. We complain. We sit up and make excuses. We sit up and point the finger instead of just living by principles, man. Principles work. Principles work. Everything in this life is governed by principles. Even your electricity, your lights is governed by principles. You see that? Relationships is governed by what? Principles. Principles. Okay? Even blessings. Watch this. Even blessings is governed by principles. And what you mean by principles? How a blessing is governed by principles? Here it go. If you hear something and apply it, that's a principle of the universe. If you hear something and apply it, it works. It don't matter if a person is evil. It don't matter if a person is good, wicked, not wicked, righteous or unrighteous. The principles work for everybody. Everybody. But we, as a so-called black people, black race, we sit back and we ignore principles. We ignore it. We ignore it and wonder why our life is down in the dumps. Wonder why we're not successful. Wonder why we are not at the top of the food chain. Okay? And let me show you what I mean by governed by principle. Hold up a second. Let me turn that off because I got to get up. Principles, y'all. Okay? I got a clothing line. I'm not boasting. I'm just, I got a clothing line. Alpha K brand. I got a clothing line. What I did, I applied the principles I learned and came up with my own clothing line. Wrote a book. Wrote a book. Y'all see that? On Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. Wrote a book. Successful. The book is successful. Been very successful. I learned the principles. I applied it. Came out with a book. Okay? It's on Barnes and Nobles. It's on Amazon.com. Okay? Because this book has success. This one right here. Okay? I wrote a second book. I apply the principles, man. I apply the principles. I apply the principles. Another thing, watch this. I use fidelity. Fidelity to invest money. And when I tell you I got success in investing money, I only use certain stocks. And I have 2 stocks right now that give me dividends every month. Why? Because I learned principles of trading, what stocks to invest in. And I have success in investing in stocks because I learned principles. When you learn principles and how it governs in that sector of life, you would be successful. So when we get to the place where we stop making excuses, stop pointing the finger, and apply principles, it works. It works. Okay, somebody said, Lib said, I think it kind of matters a little bit. What matters? What matters? That's right. If you follow the principles, good or bad, the results shows up. Yes. Yes. There's principles that govern good. There's principles that govern bad. This is what a lot of people, but most of the time, our people is being governed by principles of evil, bad. So it worked for good or evil. But this is the kicker. This is the kicker. Don't you know even evil people apply good principles and reap the benefits? Evil people apply good principles and reap the benefits. Reap the benefits. Yeah, I get it. A lot of people, especially like in the celebrity world, in the entertainment world, Yes, I know a lot of them that sold their soul and they're wicked. That's why they have the success that they have. Yes, I understand that. But there's some people that literally is evil and they apply principle. You think all these people that's in the arena of investors, you think all of them righteous people? Or did they just apply principles that they learned and now they rich? Some principles, it don't matter if you evil or righteous. If you apply them, they work. They work. As simple as that. They work. And one of the main principles that we as a people fail to realize, and it's so simple. It's so simple. So simple. If you see that there's a need and you supply the need, that need will always seek you out. That's a simple principle. That's a simple principle. I said if someone evil, I think it matters a little bit. For certain principles, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I said. Certain principles, yes, it matters. Especially when it comes to spiritual principles. But when it comes to the principles of money and investing, it don't matter if a person evil or good. If they apply the principles, they will get rich. They will get rich. So when I say it don't matter if a person evil, I'm talking about governing the principles. The principles. Okay? To go back to when I was talking about stock. If this person is evil, that stock is not going to say, oh, this person is evil, he's wicked, I'm not going to produce a return of investment for him. No. That stock is not going to say that. That stock is going to perform for that evil person just like it performed for a righteous person. So when I say when it comes to certain principles, it don't matter if you're evil or righteous. Yes, for certain principles, it don't matter. Because the principle is governing itself. Right? So we as a people need to learn how to live by principles. Principles. The fifth thing we need to learn is ownership. Ownership. Right? We need to own. We need to start owning. Ownership. There's a saying that our forefathers used to, the Most High blesses those who own. Yes, we need to own. We need to start owning. It used to be a time in our community where we owned, especially in the 60s. In the 60s. But we need to get back there. We need to own. We need to own our homes. We need to own our cars. Right? We need to start buying up these vacant buildings. There's a lot of talented people. There's a lot of talented people in our community that know how to remodel, that know how to rebuild, right? And we need to own. We need to own. And I know there's a deception out here. That's why you can't pay attention to everything that's in the public. There's a deception out here that trying to tell us this is the worst time to be buying a house. And they buying up all the houses. It's better to rent. Okay. But rent continue to make other people rich. Right? Leasing cars. Keep making other people rich. We need to own. The more you own, the more your money is freed up to work for you. Understand your money is a slave to you. You hear me? You don't become a slave to your money. Your money is supposed to be a slave for you. You don't supposed to work for money. Money supposed to work for you. But we have been taught, especially in the school system. That's why I say, if you can start your children off homeschooling them first and instill in them the right education. Instill in them right education, because the school system is not giving our children correct information. The school system in our community is making our children come out more dependent on the system. Our school system didn't teach us how to be owners. It taught us how to be workers. They invite people in. Oh, this is career day. We have so-and-so here, and he's going to talk about his career to encourage you to take the same route. No, we need more of our people that are entrepreneurs to come into the school system, to teach our children to have an entrepreneur spirit. To have an entrepreneur spirit. You hear me? Yeah, I agree with that. Music man, I agree with that. Only buy if you know how to maintain a house. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree wholeheartedly with that. But to take it a step further, music man, the reason why a lot of people don't know how to maintain a house because they're caught up in fashion. They're caught up in the matrix. Okay. Yes, I'm going to promote my clothing line. See, our people. Let's be real. Our people rather look up the par instead of being up the par. They'll go out and buy a $500 T-shirt, Louis Vuitton T-shirt. This is why they can't maintain their house. They'll go out and buy a $500 T-shirt instead of supporting their own people, right? Alpha K brand. This sweat only, what, $25? I got to go check it. I think I'm selling this for $25 or $30. When you can get a $30 sweater instead of paying $1,500 for a Louis Vuitton sweater. Come on. So, yes, I agree with you. Only buy if you know how to maintain the house. But a lot of our people wouldn't know how to maintain the house if they stop spending their money on stuff like Louis Vuitton and whatnot. Okay? Because we've been deceived. We've been tricked. We've been hoodwinked. We've been bamboozled. And then when you go up in their stores, what movie that was on? When you go up in their stores, hurry up and buy. Yeah, Lip. It's better to put your money wherever it's going to make the most for you at that time. Yeah, man. Yeah, you're right. Okay? But take it a step further, Lib. You got to take it a step further. Not only spend the money where it's going to make the most of you for that time, but only spend money also where it's going to free up your time. You see, time is the most valuable currency right now. A lot of people don't know that. Time is the most valuable currency. Okay? And so when you become an owner, it helps free up your time. Time from what? Working for somebody else. The ultimate goal is to be truly free. In order to be truly free is to live life on your term. That's the only way to be truly free, to live life on your term, right? Number 6, rebuild family structure. Rebuild family structure. We talked about this earlier. To only, what do you say? Money ain't got no owners, only spinners. No, I disagree with that. You're probably true, but I disagree with that. But anyway, listen, we need to rebuild our family. That's what Black people need to do, rebuild family structure. And the most important way to build family structure is stop trying to eliminate man. We live in a society where masculine man is on the verge of elimination. You hear me? A real man, being masculine, is on the verge of elimination. You can't rebuild the family structure if you don't have men. Simple as that. And I know the Man Out program, if anybody know about history, the Man Out program, which was enacted, I believe it was in 1964 by Lyndon B. Johnson. I know that plays a big part in the destruction of our community, the Man Out program. Yes, I know that. When a woman had to choose government assistance over having a man in the house. And unfortunately, a lot of women demonstrated they rather had government assistance than having a man. Instead of joining themselves to the man, being a helpmeet to a man, and them building together, coming together and building an empire. In 1964, when they enacted the man out policy, the government assisted program, it messed up our community. It destroyed our families. And it was by choice. Even though it's by design, we still didn't have to choose it. Right? We still have to choose it. Man, I remember countless stories from the OGs in the neighborhood, how they used to say when the people used to come out to their home, and if they saw a man's shoe out of place in the open, they didn't get government assistance. Their mama didn't get government assistance. Simply because when the inspectors came, they saw that it was man clothes there and a man's shoe in the living room. So they were like, oh, a man live here. We can't help you. And so what ended up happening, a lot of women start kicking men out or stop dealing with men and choosing government assistance. So you can't really build a family structure. You can't really build a family home if you don't, right, get back to the family unit. And the family unit need masculinity. Masculinity. Okay? And this is not to say that the pops or the daddy going to be in house with the kids, but women, stop trying to keep that man away from his kids. You hear me? Stop trying to keep that man away from his kids. If you chose to lay down with him and open your legs so that he could impregnate you, then you ought to have enough decency to let that man see his kids. Because whether you believe it or not, every child needs masculine energy around them to keep them balanced. To keep them balanced. You hear me? Yes. Yes, it's the mindset. I agree. All right. Like I said, I'm touching on a few points that came to me. All right. Although there's a plethora, we know it's a plethora of points that the black community need. Yes. Yes. So we need masculine energy back in the homes. We need masculine energy back in the homes. And like I said, women, understand. I want you to understand this. Women, you control the gateway to sex. Simple as that. For those of you that's coming on, I pray that you be so kind to hit the like and subscribe button for your boy. Please hit the like and subscribe button for your boy. But again, women, you control the gateway to sex. You control the gateway to sex. Men control the gateway to marriage. Men control the gateway to marriage. Man can't have sex with you unless you allow it. And if he forces himself upon you, that's rape. And he need to be done away with. I hate to put it like that. If a man rape a woman, according to the scripture, he needs to be underneath the jail. Not in jail, he needs to be underneath. The scripture says that. Not me. Not Kuttah spoken truth. You'll find it in the scripture. They talk about when a man raped a woman, they was to stone him to death. Okay? So, understand. Women, you control the gateway to sex. And for you to open your legs, hear me, for you to open your legs and allow a man to impregnate you, and then 2 years later get mad at him for whatever the reason may be and want to keep the kids away from him, is wrong. It's wrong. That's your poor choice. Okay? That was your decision. That was something y'all agreed to do. You could have said no. But every kid need their father, no matter what. Every kid need their father. And you best to believe, and mothers, you can help them. This is how you can help them. Let that kid go around their father. And even just say, the daddy is no good. Let's just say the daddy's no good. He wicked, he don't do nothing. You still can use that as momentum to drive your kid to be better. When your kid come home and say, daddy got this and daddy ain't doing it, you can say, baby, you still need to spend time with your daddy so you can learn what not to do. to learn what not to do. Okay? So you can even use that as a jump board to make your child better. To make your child better. Even if the daddy is in prison, take your kid up there. Say, baby, the reason why I bring you up here because I don't want to see you behind bars like your pops. You're better than that. See, your daddy is behind bars right now because of this and that and the other. So you're going to take a different route. I'm going to put you on a different path. See, a lot of kids grow up, especially boys, grow up resentful towards their parents, their mothers, because of that, like that. Because of situations like that. All right? So you don't have to try to keep your kids away from their daddy and thinking that you're doing him justice. You're doing them injustice. Because like I say, even if he's bad, you can use that as stumping grounds, as a foundation to teach your kid not to be that same way. So we need to get back to family structure, building the family unit back up. And to build a family unit back up, it requires masculinity. And I give y'all women credit, man. I give credit to where credit. A lot of y'all women been trying y'all best to hold it down, and all praises to the Most High. A lot of y'all sincerely been trying y'all best to hold it down. Been trying y'all best to hold it down. And I give y'all mothers kudos because I know it's hard. I know it's hard. You try to be mother, you try to, and even though it's impossible, okay, you could give them lessons, you could show them lessons about a woman, but I know y'all been trying to help y'all children, teach our children from a dating perspective, and I know it's burdensome. It's burdensome. I know you've been a strong black woman, strong woman for that matter, right? And I know you've been independent. But at the end of the day, if y'all be real, you don't want to be that. You don't want to be any woman that claims that she wants to be a strong, independent woman. I'm talking to you guys now. If you meet a woman that want to be a strong, independent woman and don't want to get her soft, like they like to use today, soft era. If she don't want to get in her soft era when she get with you, listen, that's a broken woman. She broken. And she need a lot of work. Because naturally speaking, when a masculine man come into the vicinity of a woman, if he's really masculine, she gets soft. She get in her feminine energy because she recognizes a masculine man here. That's why a lot of you guys been talking about she too masculine, she too masculine. No. If you really masculine and you come around a woman that's masculine, the natural order is she will get in her feminine energy. She will, okay? She will. Now, it may take more time with some women because they've been in that mode for so long. They've been in that mode for so long. A lot of women been in masculine mode for years. So it's not going to happen in 3 dates. Man, somebody let me know I'm telling the truth. All right, I'm speaking on behalf of you women now. When a woman been in a masculine mode for decades, years, and you're a masculine man and you take her on 3 dates, she's not going to switch off that fast because her biological makeup is telling her, I want to be soft. I see he got masculine energy. I want to be soft, but I have to protect myself at the same time until my spirit proves that he can be masculine for the duration of this relationship. Yes, you're right. It's called survival. Yeah. So when a woman been masculine for decades, years upon years, it take a while for her to get in her feminine energy because she got to feel she's able to trust you. See, this is why a lot of you guys mess up. You meet a woman and you really want to be with her, but you run because you're not masculine. You weak. You weak. Right? Yeah, man. A lot of our women been in survival mode for years. In survival mode. Okay? What'd she say? Hey, thanks for tuning in, Marion. Hey, hit the like and subscribe button for your boy. I appreciate it. And you're right. It has been brought on by abuse. It been brought on by abuse. See, this thing go deeper. I want y'all to pay attention to in the chat to what Marian Allen said. She said a mouthful. It has been brought on by abuse. Now, a lot of you guys don't think it been brought on by abuse only from the physical. No, 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 no. When a woman have to play both man and woman in a household, that's emotional and spiritual abuse upon her because she's out of her natural order. Whenever a woman has to be masculine, that's abusive to her because she's out of her natural order. She's out of her natural order. And this is why a lot of you guys don't understand it, that sometimes when you take them on a date, they take out rage on you. I have enough sense because I know the Bible. I know what the scripture says. You see, a lot of you are without knowledge, without wisdom. So you don't understand when you take women out on a date and sometimes they may lash out at you. The reason why they are lashing out at you because of the rage. And a lot of this rage starts when they are young. Start when they're young. And now women, I got to get on you too. A lot of times y'all inherit this rage from your mothers, from your mamas. Because you see how your mama's mad at daddy because daddy ain't around. Your mama mad at daddy because daddy done cheated on her. Your mama mad at daddy because daddy ain't taking care of business. And you take on that same spirit and you grow up with that abuse. So, I mean, it's accountability. All right. Got to be accountability. Thank you, Mike, for tuning in. All right. Hit the like and subscribe button for your boy. I appreciate you. Thank you, Michael Buckler, for tuning in. Hey, subscribe to the channel for me. All right. I'm going to be doing a live Thursday around 7 o'clock Eastern time. And y'all drop in the chat what y'all want me to talk about. I have something in mind I want to talk about. All right. But y'all drop in the chat and you want me to talk about something else. All right. You said, can I help? What you need help with? Drop in the chat. I talk about it. I do a live on it. But yeah, man, I feel bad. I pray for the sisters daily. Again, when I talk about prayer and scripture, I'm an advocate for the scripture. My faith is the most important thing in my life. So it comes out. It can't help but to come out. But yes, sisters, I pray for you daily because I know the conundrum that you are in. I know it. I know it. Okay? I do a lot of lessons for men. I do a lot of lessons for women. You hear me? But at the end of the day, I know the conundrum that you are in. I have watched it. I watched it firsthand. And it's not fun. It's not fun. You know, let me say this. Why it's on my spirit. When you go look at the women in the 60s, when you go look at the women in the 70s, or even the women, our women in the 50s, when they got up in age at 50, 60, 70, they were still beautiful. They still look young. Case in point, look at Pam Grier. Them women from the era, even though they was in their 60s and 70s, they still look beautiful young. But our women, when they start getting their 40s, their 50s, because of masculinity, they look wore out because of the hard life they had to live from being both daddy, trying to be daddy, because they can't be daddy, and trying to be daddy and being mama at the same time. That's abuse. That's heavy wear and tear on a woman's body. Wear and tear. And you got a lot of simps. You have a lot of simps. Hear me out. I want y'all to pay attention to this. You have a lot of simps that's on the internet talk about our women as gold diggers. I hate when I hear that. I hate when I hear somebody calling our women gold diggers. Dummy, don't you know a woman supposed to be a gold digger? You dummy. Y'all do know that, right? Y'all do know that, right? According to the scripture, we supposed to be provided for our women. They should have to work. So when I hear a man talk about these, yes, there are some women that's worse than others when it comes to want to, you know, abuse you and take advantage of you and only there for your money. Yes, I get that. I get that behavior. Yes, I get it. But at the end of the day, our sisters come from royalty. If you know anything about the scripture, our sisters come from royalty. So when I hear people talk about she just wanted, all they want is you to take. Yes, Yes. That's embedded in their biological makeup. Innately, that's within our women because they come from royalty. We are kings. We come from royalty if you do your history. So if this is part of our nature, innately, women want to be provided for in our community. So to tag every sister as a gold digger is wrong. It's wrong. Because we supposed to be kings. We supposed to be building an empire for her to be part of. And let me tell you this. If you really want a woman, man, if you really want a woman to be attracted to you, I'm about to give you game, guys. I don't know why I got here, but whatever. If you really want a woman to be attracted to you, if you really want to leave an imprint on a woman, this is what you got to do. You got to get on your purpose, maximize your purpose, and include her in it. That's what it means, man, to help me. When you're able to maximize your purpose and build something substantial, and you hand that over to your woman saying, baby, I want you to come take this over, even though it's your purpose, but you tie her to a purpose, man, I'm telling you, you'll leave an imprint on that woman. She will be attached to y'all. See, y'all trying to be emotionally attached to a woman. Y'all trying to get a woman to like you off of an old school Chevelle with 20-inch rims. No. That shit don't matter. That shit wears off after time. A woman get tired of that after time. But when you building an empire, you hear me? When you building an empire, like Kuttah spoke the truth, I'm building an empire. I got a clothing line. I got it on my own website. I got 2 books out, and I incorporated my woman into it. You hear me? You leave an imprint on a woman. She become attached to you. She become attached to you because women, I'm giving y'all the secret sauce, fellas. Women want to be attached to something bigger than both you and her. That was a bar for y'all. Y'all hear me? Women want to be attached to something bigger than you and her. And when you're moving in your purpose and when you're establishing something that's bigger than you and her. Want to know why? Because after you dead and gone, that empire lives on. Look. These 2 books, my clothing line, when I'm dead and gone, I want y'all to hear me. When I'm dead and gone, my legacy still is going to be reaping the benefits that's being deposited in my bank account, which is going to be their bank account. They still going to be reaping the benefits of that when I'm dead and gone. And women want to be attached to legacy. You hear me? They want to be attached to legacy. Right? That's why I know a lot of women going to get mad at me for saying this, but sorry, women, I got to say this. Why you think Martin Luther King was able to get away with what he was able to get away with? We know Martin Luther King was out here sleeping with the hoes. You don't think Martin Luther King was out here sleeping with the hoes? But Coretta Scott said, no. I'm not leaving Martin Luther King. Not the king. I'm attached to something too big. Too big. This is bigger than Martin Luther King. What Martin Luther King tried to do, this is bigger than him. This is bigger than me. I'm not about to get out of position because I'm attached to something bigger. So that's why Martin Luther King was able to get away with it. Okay? And people that get power. And I'm not telling you guys, Kuttah spoke the truth, told me to get power. Kuttah spoke the truth, told me to build an empire so I could cheat. No, that's not what I'm telling you. No. I'm not telling you to become successful so you can be able to cheat. So don't misunderstand me. I'm just showing you women want to be attached to something bigger than themselves. And what Martin Luther King had going on in that time was bigger than him, Coretta, and his family. And Coretta was like, I'm not getting out of position. I'm not getting out of position because if I divorce Martin Luther King and somebody else step in, they're going to reap all them benefits. They're going to reap all that legacy. Okay? That's the only point I'm making. Women want to be tied to something bigger than themselves. So I'm not telling you go out there and become a millionaire so you can cheat. All right? What is cheating? A lot of people don't know what cheating anyway, but I'll do a message on what is cheating. The correct. But yeah, man, I had to come on here and talk about what black people need, right? And our psychosis is down in the dumps, but with work and with education, Malcolm X said, without education, you're going nowhere. Without education, you're going nowhere. And he's not talking about the school system. We're talking about, number one, knowing who you from. We don't know our history. When you know your history, okay, you're not doomed to repeat history. You're doomed to, you're not doomed to repeat history, but you are in a position to do something better, to change and shift the paradigm in your life. Okay? Me, I know who I'm from. I know who I'm from. I know who I'm from. The scriptures teach me who I'm from. So I know who I'm from. So my mindset is, I don't get caught up in pointing the finger. That's one of the points I talked about earlier for those of you just tuning in. I don't get caught up in pointing the finger. I can blame the man, like I like to say, the man, but the man can't keep me down. Can't keep me down. And I'm in a position where my faith, if the man try to keep me down, I believe the Most High to take him out. Matter of fact, listen, I have somebody that's on the chat right now. And they'll testify. I had the man trying to do everything he wanted to do to me. You guess what I did? I prayed. The person on the chat, they'll testify. I prayed. And after some time praying, guess what? The Most High took him out. The Most High took him out. You see, when you know who you from and you get your faith locked in, you get tied up. Okay, this is the spiritual side of Kuttah spoke to come. You get tied up and tangled up with the Most High. Nobody can stop you. Nobody at all can stop you. Nobody. The Most High would take them out. They get in the way. You hear me? But yeah, I hope something was said and done. I pray that y'all continue to tune in. I'm gonna do a live 7 o'clock tomorrow, Thursday Eastern time. Okay, I pray that you tune in. Hit that like and subscribe button for your boy. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. All right, peace.